Akago!
Oh, hey guys. I'm sure you're probably wondering why I've been away for so long, or why I'm dressed like this and carrying a gun. It's kind of complicated. I had to go on a mission to save the world, kill a bunch of people. It got kind of messy, but never mind all that. I just wanted to tell you guys about a little game called Dreamweb. Dreamweb is a curious game. It was released back in 1994 for PC and Amiga by Creative Reality, a company that didn't really do a whole lot beyond this one game. It's a point-and-click adventure game that tries to make cyberpunk and dark fantasy, so you know it's going to be weird from the outset. The plot revolves around some metaphysical plane of reality called the Dreamweb, which apparently shapes the future of mankind through our dreams. Now, however, 7 evil people on Earth are aiming to take control of the Dreamweb and plunge humanity's destiny into chaos. So, the Immortal Keepers, these guys in red Jawa robes, select some poor schmuck to be the Deliverer, who must restore balance by seeking out the bad people and murdering them. That guy is Ryan, a bartender, well, ex-bartender since he gets fired shortly after the game begins, living in a future dystopia who is contacted by the Keepers through his microwave, yes, really, and must now fulfill his divine mission. That would be all there is to it, but the original release of the game actually came with a little book called The Diary of a Mad Man, which is written from Ryan's perspective and delves into his personal life, his relationship with his girlfriend Eden, his increasingly disturbing dreams, and his rapidly slipping sanity. It's actually pretty engaging, even if the scribbly handwritten text can be pretty damn hard to read sometimes. Sadly, I wasn't fortunate enough to get this with the version of the game I bought back in the day, as instead it only came with a basic manual and this flimsy little piece of paper that contains some basic installation instructions and copy protection information that you'd normally find in the diary, so in the process I actually missed out on a good chunk of the story, what little of it there actually is. Once you start the actual game, the first thing you're likely to notice is that Ryan is constantly watching you from the side here, which is kind of unnerving. Still, you gotta love his attire. He wears a sunglasses at night, along with a brown leather jacket, which is probably my favorite kind of fictional apparel ever, and a purple shirt. Beyond that, you'll also notice that the entire game is shown in a top-down perspective, which is quite unusual for this kind of genre. It's actually kind of reminiscent of Hotline Miami, and I wouldn't be surprised if that game was at least partially inspired by this one. The environments are kind of gray, but still nicely detailed, and there's a lot of nice bits of animation everywhere, especially on Ryan. While you'd think you'd have a good overview of every scene from this angle, however, the low resolution means that everything is positively tiny. Seriously, you need to survey everything with a microscope just to be able to make up the important details. Well, you do have this little window over here that magnifies whatever your cursor is hovering over, but it still feels more like you're managing an ant farm rather than going on an epic quest. It doesn't help either that you can click on pretty much anything and pick up any item you come across. This CD case? Mine. Pack of cigarettes? Mine. Wallet? Mine. Tiny little pea that was left over from dinner has been lying on the floor of my apartment for God knows how long? Mine. And some items even have more items within them. Itemception! But you actually only have 30 slots in your inventory, so you can't just go picking up any random moldy burger lying on a sidewalk and stuff it in your pocket without thinking about whether you'll actually need it somewhere down the line. Well, I say 30 slots, but right at the start a few spaces are already taken up by your clothes, which you never once have to use in the entire game, nor can you take them off or drop them either. That seems pointless. The other thing you'll notice right away is that the music in this game is amazing. Yeah, they're pretty short loops most of the time, and it's pretty low quality, but oh my booble, the atmosphere! It's a very nice blend of electronic sounds and eerie chanting that definitely fits the setting to a T. There was actually an official soundtrack album for this game as well, which I highly recommend hunting down if you like this game's style. Whereas the music is great, however, the voice acting is some of the worst I've ever heard.
Eden, I feel terrible.
You're hot. You're soaking wet. You were dreaming again last night. It scares me when you shout out.
I thought the dreams had gone away, but last night they were worse than ever. And I don't think it's just bad dreams.
This was one of those talky games that was originally released on floppy disk and then later re-released on CD-ROM with full speech.
Look, I'm in deep trouble and there's some things I need and I think you can get them for me.
But as with most of these, the creators apparently stuck with the dancing bear principle, as in, the marvel is not that the bear dances well, but that the bear dances at all. And sure enough, none of the actors seemed to really give a damn throughout, Ryan least of all.
Hi there. How's it going? Look! I'm trying to concentrate! Just leave me alone. Your name's, Steve, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. Now could you just leave me alone?
Not that any of the dialogue is all that compelling to begin with either. Seriously, when the diary that came with the game is better written and contains more story than the game itself, you've got problems. But let's finally get underway on our merry murder mission. Our first goal is to obtain a murder weapon, i.e. a gun. We don't know anybody who could sell us one, but we do know a guy who knows some other guy who does, so we should probably pay him a visit. Oh god, what the fuck was that? When Ryan wakes up again, he finds that the mugger apparently made off with his shoes. Yes, his shoes. They didn't go for his money, his ring, or even the weak old pea he was carrying around, but his shoes. Are Nikes really that hard to come by in the future that people will just flat out pull them off your damn feet and run? And the best part is we can't actually go anywhere else until we get some new footwear. Either way, we head inside to go meet with Ryan's old friend Lewis, a pothead who apparently spends all day high as a kite while sitting on the can. Ew. He can get us into a local pool hall where we can meet with an arms dealer named Silverman, and he's also nice enough to lend us his shoes. Well, either that or he's too stoned to notice or care that I took them out from under his nose. Yoink! So we make our way into the pool hall, arrange a meeting with Silverman, and pay him to get ourselves a shiny handgun of the future! Wonder if I should test this thing out. Oh. I guess pulling a gun in the same room as this guy wasn't the smartest thing I could have done. Damn, rub it in, why don't you? This has got to be the most depressing game over message this side of Friday the 13th. Still, one restore later and we're on our way to kill our first target, a rock star named David Crane, no relation, who's staying at the Regency Hotel in town. Naturally, there's some fans of his in the hotel lobby and they're just a bit eccentric.
Oh, hello. We're waiting for David Crane. Don't you just love him?
I've
been to all his gigs and I've got all his albums.
Well, actually...
You know, I've even got his early stuff. He spat on me at a concert once. God, it was great.
Fangirl alert, abandon ship! And speaking of abandoning ship, I should probably warn you that this is where things can get a little fucked up. So any and all sensitive members of the audience, please vacate the premises and remove yourself from my sight. All others, pay close attention. This is the good part. Crane's staying at the penthouse at the top of the hotel, and naturally we won't be able to get up there. The best we can manage is to rent a suite right below it using what little money we have and work our way up from there. So we first go to pick up a handy fire axe from the hallway, and then we disable the elevator by cutting the wires in the control panel. Oh yeah, hope you thought to bring a butter knife from Ryan's place earlier, cause here's where it comes in handy. With the elevator not going anywhere, we get up on top of it and break into Crane's penthouse. Hey, this looks like a pretty sweet place to stay. They got a pool and everything. This guy certainly looks like he's having a good time. Maybe he'll be my friend. Oh, right. Unfortunately, Ryan's not fast enough on the draw to use his gun, so we're gonna have to get creative. And by get creative, I mean do this. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Damn! That poor bastard never saw it coming! Look at him!
Twitching, because he's got my axe embedded in his nervous system!
That is not a pretty way to go, no siree. The other guy we just zapped. Meh. But if you thought that was pretty twisted, huh, well.
Get a load of this!
Oh my. Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but I've got a special delivery to make.
It's death.
As you can tell, you have to do some pretty horrible things throughout this game in the name of your holy mission. Why, for your next target, you have to get into a TV studio to kill a fancy pants army general, but the front door is closely guarded, and at the back entrance you find a friendly old security guard who regrets to inform you that nobody's getting in at the moment. So you shoot him in the face and bust in anyway. Damn, Ryan, that guy only had
insert amount of time here
left till retirement, and then you drop a
metal box
on top of the general. Good times. But he got off easy compared to this woman, who's locked herself in her house and left an automated security system in charge to vaporize any intruders. So you sabotage it, causing a misfire, and climb in to find the poor woman now crawling on the floor with her lower half missing, practically begging you for a mercy kill.
Show me mercy! Show me the heavens! I want to die now!
Yeah, this game is definitely not made of sunshine and rainbows, make no mistake. Hell, it actually stirred up a bit of controversy for its raw, unfiltered, tiny-ass pixelated 5-second sex scene and was censored in the US as a result. Ryan's definitely got a few issues to work out, as if the diary didn't spell that out for you. In fact, the popular theory for this game is that everything about Ryan's higher purpose is all just in his head, and that he is actually insane. But even if that's the case, Ryan does have a habit of vanishing into thin air after every kill, going into the Dreamweb, and then reappearing in a completely random location, so who even knows? Definitely not the police, as you could read on the news. During one of your trips to the Dreamweb, you also find a crystal that you later use to dispatch 2 bodyguards by tossing their own projectiles back at them. So yeah, unless Ryan was secretly a Jedi all along, there's not really much room for ambiguity here. As for the puzzles, they're simple enough most of the time, but it's easy enough to miss some important items here and there since it's not always obvious that you need them right away, and that can lead to some annoying backtracking. The game's pretty straightforward nonetheless, as you generally always know who to go after and where to find them. Overall, it's simple enough to get through, and there's no real ways to get yourself hopelessly stuck or anything.
Outside of this one instance, if you forget to get this key out of your microwave, which means you won't be able to leave the Dreamweb later on.
So, that's Dreamweb in a nutshell. I actually really like this game. I suppose I might be blinded by nostalgia a bit, but even with the very pixel hunt heavy gameplay, I still love it for the atmosphere, the music, the animation, the gratuitous and bloody hilarious ultraviolence, the odd perspective, but I guess most of all I love the potential it has. I'd like to imagine this would make for a really good psychological horror game in the vein of Silent Hill if someone were to remake it, as Ryan struggles with his delusions, his relationship with Eden, and his homicidal tendencies, and we're left to wonder whether the Dreamweb is real or not. Maybe even have a morality system of sorts that determines the outcome of the game. As it is, though, the story is pretty lacking overall. The game is pretty short, the characters aren't fleshed out in the slightest, and there's a lot left unexplained as everything comes to its abrupt conclusion, by which time you've not even had the pleasure of getting around to murdering all of your targets. If you're curious and want to give the game a shot yourself, you're in luck, since it was made freeware not too long ago and is even supported by ScumVM, meaning you'll have no problems whatsoever running it on a modern PC. Hell, I've even got it on my cell phone. And with that, let me just say that it's damn good to be back again after so long. I can't wait to tell you guys about this next video I have planned.
This is the police. Put down your weapon and walk slowly towards us.
Seems my deeds have finally caught up with me. I guess you can kill only so many people before somebody tends to take notice. Well, guess I better go out there and face the music. I'll see you guys next time. If I make it out of this.
If you do as we say, you will not be harmed.
You'll never take me alive, coppers! Hey guys, thank you for watching my new review. I certainly hope you enjoyed it, and I thank you for sticking with me after all this time. Again, very special thanks to Little Norwegians for his awesome logo, and to Durkasnake for his awesome title card art, and to Feral the Gecko for his, participation. So, if you liked this video, please leave a comment, subscribe, and while you wait for my next video, why not relive the good old days with some of my older stuff? They may not have aged that well, at least in my opinion, but I'm sure you'll still get a laugh out of them. Till next time, and see you out there somewhere.